I'm in red form, in a red state, such a red case on a red song. In a shared space with my shareholders, cause we share a bond. Spiritual healthcare, that's real self-care, you won't care for.
I got my Mets hat on to the back. Y'all already know where we going with the stats.
Any artist that's talking garbage and try to curse us, y'all follow a wave and do whatever's current. I follow his ways, I know my turn is coming.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. What's going on, YouTube? Been a long while since I made a video. Been concentrating on draft and everything. But thank you guys for tuning in and welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. Giving you some thought before we get into the NFL draft. Got some special things lined up for you guys, but welcome back to the studio. And today's subject, will Joe Shoen make another big trade before the NFL draft? The New York Giants have been rumored to be making another big splash as far as a trade before the NFL draft. And there's some interesting names that actually come up on the draft trade board. There is one for Devin White, linebacker of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, young, only 25, tackling sideline to sideline machine. Or will they go after their number one receiver in the trade instead of the draft? With Stefan Diggs may be available and Kupp may be available, and a lot of the trade rumors in the NFL rumor mill, and also Buda Baker, the safety for the Arizona Cardinals, has came out and said that he requested a trade from the Arizona Cardinals. Now, with these guys that's on this screen, I believe there will be no less than a first round pick and definitely a mid round pick for each one of these guys, no less, as far as compensation for these guys. And each one of these guys will want either half or will want a bigger contract. The guys that will want a bigger contract is Buda Baker. He wants to be the top paid safety, which I don't blame him. He's been putting up stats his whole career. Devin White will be looking for top linebacker money, which I can't blame him because he deserves top linebacker money. He's been producing. Stefan Diggs' contract is very hefty. So is Kupp's. They both signed deals not too long ago, a year or two ago, and both their deals are pretty high. So the thing is, can we afford the compensation and can we afford the money? The answer as of right now is I don't know about the money, but the draft compensation we do have. But let's go forward with each one of these players and like the pros and cons of each player. Okay, Devin White, more than likely going to have to give up a first round pick and a mid round pick. Probably, I'm saying you can get him for a first and a fourth. They're going to try for like a first and a third, but I think you can get him for a first and a fourth. Is getting Devin White to this linebacking core with Bobby O, with Beavers, with McFadden, with the guy that we kept from the Lions last year. Is that the missing piece to the defense? Because if we're giving up a first, and let's just say we have to give up our second, third round pick this year, where we only have a second, and then we don't pick until the fourth round. Is the player of Devin White's caliber worth that compensation and a loss of draft capital? I'm gonna say in a way it is, because with Bobby O and Devin White, I believe we have a formidable inside linebacker group that we haven't had in a while. But are either one of those guys the thumper that you need in our division to contend with the Eagles and Cowboys and even the Washington football team, or Washington Commanders team run game? I don't know. I know Bobby O can do a lot of things on the field. He's a sideline guy, very good in coverage. So is Devin White. But are either one of those guys that thumper that we need to go in there and get into the dirty grind of the Eagles run game, which is tremendous, and they do have their full offensive line back besides Samulo. So does he help us in the run game as far as us being able to stop people to come straight at us? I don't know. And is Devin White worth a first and a third round pick? I don't know. I don't know in our situation. Not saying that he's not worth a first and a third round pick for anybody, but in our situation, is he worth it? You guys let me know in the comments. Me personally, I wouldn't do it. I would move forward with Beavers and draft me another linebacker in this draft. And let's see what Beavers can do, because he was showing me something before he tore his ACL in the preseason. He showed that he was very aware when it comes to the screen game, and we all know that he's a thumper. I think we may have our linebacking core with Beavers and Bobby O, but we'll see. Let's see if Joe Shane makes that move, makes another splash. But if we do make that move, we're looking to win now. If we do make another move with either one of these guys. But Devin White, not so sure. Wouldn't mind, wouldn't hate the move, but I'm not going to sit here and thump the table for him. Now, Stefan Diggs, true number one receiver. Compensation for Stefan Diggs is going to be a first rounder, at least a third rounder, and maybe another low round pick. So let's just say 3 picks for Stefan Diggs. Now, what he brings to the table is a tremendous outside receiver, that number one alpha receiver that we have lacked for a long, long time. And just let's listen to this receiving core. You got Darius Slayton, Paris Campbell, Wan'Dale Robinson, Stefan Diggs, Darren Waller. I think that's a very formidable group with Isaiah Hodgins as well, with Daniel Bellinger, with Daniel Jones, with Saquon Barkley. I believe that's the making of a high-powered offense, if I could say so myself. Would I be mad at them giving up major draft capital for Stefan Diggs? He is going to be 30 years old here very soon. He does have a very, very lucrative contract that we will have to pay. Those would be the cons. He's going on 30, and he has a contract of a number one wide receiver. Now, is he worth that in my eyes? Yes. It's just the draft compensation. After we get a Stefan Diggs, can we improve this team enough to where we'll be able to use Stefan Diggs to the utmost ability and fix this offensive line to give Daniel Jones the time needed to get all these weapons on the field, to use these weapons against your zone, against your man coverage, give him the time to read the field. With only a second round pick, and maybe the next time you pick is not until the 5th round. Man, that's a lot of draft compensation. But would I be mad if they get him? Heck no. Because if I know you got to put eyes on Diggs, if I know you got to put eyes on Barkley, if I know you got to put eyes on Waller, that's 3 major targets right there for Daniel Jones, to where they command you to pay attention to him. And I think this offense will be absolutely stunning and explosive. It's just that, can we fix the offensive line? Can we get the center that we needed? Will Evan Neal step up? Will our guards get situated? That's the downfall, because you're going to have 1 pick in the 2nd round, and then you may not be picking it to the 5th round. Just saying. And he's an outside monster. Cooper Kupp, same thing, same situation. He will be 30 years old. He brings a hefty contract, but man, does this dude bring the intangibles to be a number one receiver for this team. Same situation as Diggs, and Cooper Kupp might be a little bit more valuable because he's coming off a Triple Crown season. You might have to give up 2, a first, a third, and maybe a second, or first and second this year. So those 2 guys right there, would I be ecstatic if we get them? Yes, because I know our offense is trending the right way. But can we get our offensive line fixed in order to use those guys to their utmost ability? Now, the one I wouldn't be in favor of is Budda Baker. Now, Budda Baker, he's a tremendous player. Don't get it twisted. One of the best safeties in the league. He's fast. He's instinctive. And he's just a magnet to the ball, man. He's just a magnet to the ball. But we already have a safety here that we can use in that role, and his name is Xavier McKinney. We can also use Dane Belton. And I'm not giving up a first-round pick for a safety. I'm just not doing that. I wouldn't understand the trade if they did do it, if we have to give up first-round capital for Budda Baker. So, as great as a player as Budda Baker is, I just think that we have way more pressing needs than another safety. I believe safety is way down below the list because we're going to be paying our own safety, Xavier McKinney, top safety money here very soon. So if we do trade for Budda Baker, we're probably going to have to make him the highest paid safety in the league. And it's just not. No, I'm not with that trade. If they did do that trade, they would have to give up a huge contract and major draft capital, and I'm just not with that trade right there. So that'll be the only trade if Joe Schoen makes before the NFL draft that I would be against. But these are the guys that have been rumored to the New York Giants. If you go on the Twitter sphere, if you go on the NFL rumor sphere, a lot of guys, they're saying, man, what if Cooper Kupp went to the Giants? Stefan Diggs making hints of going to the Giants. Devin White's been translated to the Giants because he wants out of Tampa Bay because he wants another contract. So you guys let me know in the comments if they were to make a trade, which one of these guys would you want on the Giants the most? Let me know in the comments. Is it Devin White? Is it Stefan Diggs? Is it Cooper Kupp? Or is it Budda Baker? My least favorite would be Budda Baker. My favorite would be Cooper Kupp or Stefan Diggs, and Devin White a very close second. But you guys let me know. Thank you to all my members. Thank you for always supporting the channel. And thank you guys for tuning in. But until the next episode, you know what it is, man. Peace.
This is a Big Blue Crew production.